Hello there. Good evening, everybody. And look, we've got a special guest. Good evening, Joe.
Yeah, me. Oh, sorry.
No, not you, Matt.
I'm professional. I was just drinking some coffee. Oh, sorry.
Wow. Heck of that. We've got a notification straight away. That's a first. Wow.
I never get that.
No. It's usually about 20 minutes, sometimes nearly an hour into the stream, we get a notification.
Yeah.
But there you go, we got a phone straight away this time. It might be because I started early and there's nobody on there's nobody on yet. Oh dear. So this is Joseph Johan from the Leicester Toy Shop. Yeah, I'm sure you know. I'm sure you're very aware of who it is. But we've brought him on just to talk about him, his collection, his toy shop, and it's the new TV series that didn't drop this weekend. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
I've seen the one episode.
It's still one episode.
Yeah.
Maybe they're leaving it a couple of weeks until second episode comes on. I don't know if you're aware which episode you're going to be in. So, in on.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to delay it so it's but I think because everything else has kind of everybody else hasn't done anything, and they're trying to get it out. So they're doing one every 3 weeks, which is an odd release schedule, but it's when they can do it.
Yeah.
Worryingly, mine is with the lawyers. So I don't know what I said.
Oh, oh dear.
We're episode.
Maybe we shouldn't discuss it.
No, episode 3. We are. So it should be.
Right, maybe why they've delayed it then. 5
weeks, they say.
There you go. There's your YouTube page.
Oh, wow, yeah.
779 subscribers. Wow.
Is it?
Wow.
Can I just tell you, I have no idea what I'm doing. This is all the work of other people.
Oh, I don't believe you. I really don't believe you.
I have no idea. I think I told you, Mark. I don't really know how the internet works, or or Twitter. I mean, it's a mystery. So I don't know how anything works technical. I just have other people around me that are quite clever, and I'm
exactly the same way. I started Twitter 2 weeks ago. I still haven't made my YouTube videos. I'm exactly the same way.
Yeah, well, I can't. I don't know how to do anything. I'm basically useless. I've had to have a watch this because I've been trying to do some DIY in the shop, and I've been sanding, and I was basically I was just all over me. So I've had to have a wash. So if there's any remnants of anything weird on my face, it's because I'm sanding. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you ever need any help, you know where I am. I'm quite good at that kind of thing.
Oh,
so
miles away.
So myself, I run this bloody live stream. That's hard enough. So, what we usually do, we start off with what we've picked up. So it's been the weekend. So has anybody picked anything up? Any deliveries?
Yep, I got a few.
I got a couple.
Oh, we got some this time. You usually said no.
Yeah.
I got
No.
Yeah.
I got some nail polish.
Let Mark go first.
Are you
go
sure?
first.
Yeah, go on, Mark. You'll go first.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing up was Friday, but it was late Friday, which was the Black Series Stormtrooper Commander.
Lovely. Eh?
Yeah.
So that came in. So there's been no issues with these either over here. Everyone's getting them on time. So that's a good thing. And then I watched Boss Bounty's video about the Red and Black Vintage Collection Black Series. And I needed about 11 of them. So I've started collecting them now. I know how many there are. So I got that one, which is Rose.
Oh, but that one easy to collect.
Brand new cost me $4. So that's not bad.
No, that's a
And the
good
other
one.
one I got was Walrus Man, Ponda Baba.
Oh, wow.
Yay.
Yeah, so I saw him on Amazon.
I've seen that one.
Yeah, so there's that one. I think
Yeah.
Bosk said there was about 29, and if you include the ATST, there was 30 of them. So I'm up to about 26, 27. So I'm going to finish off this collection. And then today, which is not coming at the moment, there shall be another post this afternoon with the second E.K. Johnson's book, that Queen's Peril, the sequel to Queen's Shadow. That book coming today. So that's what I got.
Cool.
Cool.
Oh, somebody phone in. Right, Matt, what did you get?
Oh, someone's vibrating. I got myself today. I put it in an acrylic case. I picked this up for 20 quid. It's the Tron NECA one. This is the reissue one.
All right, yeah,
came out. So it's still quite collectible, even though it's the reissue. So it was a little bit. Card was a little bit curved, but as soon as I got it in an acrylic case, it's quite nice now. So
nice.
Yeah, shows you've got the 4 figures. So and of course the bike. I've already got the bike, and I've already got but I wanted one carded. So
definitely
20 quid. That wasn't bad, is it? So you don't see them much on eBay.
No.
And a He-Man figure I've been trying to buy for about 2 years. And I got one today, so I got a Horde Trooper. Cool. So he is in really good condition. So usually all the paint's gone here on the gold bit, and usually because the armor falls apart in the middle, it's
yellowing.
It's holding up pretty good, but you can prop it and the bits fall apart. So
nice.
He does come with a red sort of staff, but I mean you don't really see that in a cartoon, so I'm not that worried about having the staff. If I find one later, I'll get one. But yeah, so that was my figure I've been trying to get for ages, because there's only a few I like. So and this is one so I've got Modulok to get now. I think that's as far as I'm going to go with He-Man. So you can get Modulok really easy. But yeah, that's it for me. I've got I've got a baseball cap, but I won't show you that. I might go get it in a minute. It's got something Tron-ish on it. So
cool.
Yeah, my phone's going absolutely mad here at the moment.
Those Tron NECA figures are.
Yeah. Well, that's what I've ordered. I've ordered Stratos.
Oh yeah.
And I've gone into
another
a piece of my Death Star. It was on for £42, but he offered it to me for 30. So I snapped his hand off. Really, it's just an upgrade.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
So there you go. I got this T-shirt today as well.
Oh nice. Yeah.
So Joe, did you get anything today?
For me,
I've got a whole shop.
I buy toys for a living, so for me, I'm like, yeah. But I haven't really prepared anything. But what have I bought? We've just bought a big collection of He-Man figures. Might have that staff actually, Matt. All sorts.
All right, okay.
He-Man, Rock Lords included. There's 2 solitaires of all the ones you want to get. 2 solitaires, that's good. What else? I had a lovely robot book delivered the other day, which is there's sort of one particular page of these sort of robots I've never seen before, and I've just got them open, and my wife saw them and went, I'm just checking your browsing history because you knew I'd be searching for these robots. And, she went,
that's on my browsing history, just different robots. So
yeah, well, I'm talking about toys. But amazing book on robots and also and other things as well. I don't know, every day toys arrive. That's what makes it fun being a toy. Every day you've got stuff arriving.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
I don't even wear. I used to have a toy shop in Morley, but it was just like a little market stall type thing.
That's what I started out with, Mark. That's what I started.
I loved it. I love being around the toys. But I think I'm like you. I hate anything going out the shop. I hate anybody buying anything.
I have a bit of an issue with that, don't I? Yeah. I don't hate it. I quite like to see it.
It's nice to have the money in your hand so you can buy new things, but
I'm partial to a holiday, as people will tell you. But I mean, I'm not at the moment, obviously, but it is kind of. It's always about the next deal. It's always about there is excitement in earning money. I think I always downplay that. There is excitement in buying something for
definitely
a little bit less and making a bit more. That's part of it, and it's good fun, and everybody likes that. You know, if you bought something in a sale, you've been out, got new trousers. Look, $8.99 on sale. Should have been 40 quid. But love it. People absolutely love it. So there is an element of that.
Yeah.
But for me, mainly, I get really stoked on if there's something I see and it's there. I'm struggling to not have it, but I am very good as it doesn't go home. I try and keep it to mainly the shop. My collection is kind of 4 or 5 shelves of stuff and no more, apart from a box underneath, which my wife doesn't know about.
Do you have something that you definitely won't sell, that you've come across and it doesn't matter, you won't sell it?
Yeah, there's always things like that, but you have to. But I find it's fleeting. There aren't many things that I kind of have. I'll have like a 5-year sort of like. I've got a plastic. This is weird. This is not fitting with your channel as such, but it's plastic car transporter and it's made by Palitoys, and it's absolutely beautiful. So it's polystyrene basically, and it's all plastic, and it's got the tiniest little dials that you can wind around and lower it down, and they're always smashed to bits or boxed, and the box is a bit ugly. This was a loose example, and I thought, well, and it came off a customer who unfortunately passed away, and there was a bit of an emotional attachment. I don't think I'd ever sell that. I don't think I'd ever sell that because I'd never find another one like it. It's so cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've got a question in the chat. Any giveaways for the reopening?
What, a bunch of 5s? No.
There you go, Dan.
Bag.
Everyone knows that we don't do that. It's like people that come in and ask for discount. Can I have a discount? No. If we like you, we might do a bit. It depends. But we are doing something because we understand that people like that sort of thing and want to, and we are doing something, but I can't reveal because it's not done yet, and I don't want it to happen because it's in the form of relying on other people to do it. But come back to me this time next week, and I'll have some pictures to show you so you can put them up on the stream of what we actually did for our opening, because we don't. Because giveaways are kind of like we like something to give to everyone. So quite often we do it for kids, and for kids it's like sort of we give away like little, once we had 2,000 Micro Machines Millennium Falcons. So every kid that came in, we just gave one away. And we did that sort of thing. But for the grown-ups, no, buy your own. Stop it.
You're right. That's what it should be like.
Yeah, kids.
Top review. Good evening, fellas. Special good evening to Joe, the man who directly responsible for starting my collecting of vintage Star Wars.
Hey, don't put that about, Tom. Good. I get all sorts of filthy looks off women in the street, and I often think it's because I'm me, and it's often because I'm responsible for their husband's addiction to toys. And then I get in trouble. Stop it. Stop spreading rumours. It's nothing to do with me. Your own weakness.
Francis loves your lockdown videos. Yeah, we love all his videos. Love them.
That's very kind of you. Get a TV or something.
There you go. It's something I was gonna ask anyway. But what do you actually collect?
Well, I love all sorts of toys. So it really doesn't. I fluctuate. I did have a massive Star Wars collection. That's what I started out with, and I love Star Wars. But I came from the toy background. I didn't have a TV as a kid, so I came because of the toys. I didn't know who was who. When I had my battles with my various spaceships when I was a kid. I didn't have. My mum sawed all the guns off. So I didn't know who was who and who was, but I loved them. I loved the toys, and that's why I got into it. And I've got all my brothers and sisters were a lot older than me, so all their stuff that they had, I was influenced by them. So I had their record collections, some of their toys, and that's why I suppose I've got the love of toys. I didn't get a TV till I was about 13. I had one when I was up till about the age of 5, and then didn't have one afterwards because my mum caught me watching Spider-Man in my pajamas at 6 o'clock in the morning on Channel 3 or whatever it was, really early. I was like sat there in my pajamas watching it, and she went, "I'll get rid of that telly," and she did. So yeah. But I collect weird plastic 1/43 scale cars, things like Mini Lux, Norev, things like that. Weird stuff that Also, odd bits here and there, the droids and things like that. Fisher Price Adventure people, if they're boxed and unused, I love them.
Yeah.
They're such an underrated toy line. I absolutely adore them. Boxed Rock Lords, weird Tintin, Asterix, anything weird, anything small that fits on a shelf and can go in unnoticed. Stealth-like precision to the shelf. And go, hey, what's this? It's not new. I've had it for years, dear. Anything like that?
Yeah, we've all done that before. I've had it.
How long have you had the shop, Joe?
Well, I started buying toys in 1999 when my first son Oscar was born, and I kind of bought old stuff. So I was into old things. So I'd go and buy different things from places. I'd go to a car boot sale and I'd pick stuff up, and toys were sort of along with it. So I bought toys. But the main thing what started me off was I went to an auction. It was just a normal auction. And everything was like starts at £1. Everything starts at £1. It was 30p commission charge if you paid £1. It was, and I won some for £1. It was a pound. Pound. I love a pound. So I went with the pound. So £1.30. I got some Star Wars figures. I got two action men with no heads. I got a Mego Spider-Man with no clothes, which is brilliant because Mego Spider-Man has completely normal body, and then red hands and red head. So it's quite a cool figure. And they had no clothes at all, and an Evel Knievel. And I kept the Star Wars stuff for me, and everything else I sort of thought, well, I don't really want this. It's cool, but I don't really want it. So I sold it, and I made 50 quid out of £1. And then that was a massive light bulb moment for me. So then I was down every car boot, every back alley, tiny little weird auctions in the Derbyshire countryside, and that's in my 2CV. And that's when I bought toys. I'd come back with my 2CV roof open with like sort of a massive hat stand sticking out of it, and all this ridiculous sort of stuff that I bought, and went back to my mother and father's house with all this stuff. And I never forget my dad just looking at me and just shaking his head and going, what are you doing? Just all this junk going in the garage. But, it was good. It was good. Yeah. And, that's what set me off.
That's brilliant.
Dan's saying you did him a good deal for his birthday.
Did I?
Apparently. And then the next one is, it's my birthday on the 15th. What time to reopen? All birthday related.
I'm a Jehovah's Witness, so I don't do birthdays. So therefore, get out of it due to a loophole.
Oh, question for you there, Mark. Have you had a haircut and a styled your beard?
Me? I knew we had celebrities on. I didn't want to come like a dosser.
Also to see John tonight. We haven't been to the shop for ages.
I love Dave and Camilla. They are two of my most favourite customers, and that's not any of the others that I've been on. It's very nice to see them. But Dave and Camilla, I'm especially fond of. And yes, Camilla, I always need coffee. I've run out. It's gone. Yeah, I always need coffee. So yeah.
Vintage Toy Rush has just started putting videos up, and they look impressive.
Dave's got some
cabinets look nice, so
yeah, he's got a really good eye on him. He's got a very good eye, and he collects nice things.
He does, yeah. I've noticed that.
Yeah, he's got a really good eye. Some of the things when they come in, you think, oh, David like that. But Camilla collects as well, so it's like it's.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's
really good. On channel, then. Dan's saying, do you get many people bringing Star Wars stuff into the shop, or do you have to hunt for it?
We used to, Dave. Dan, sorry. We used to, mate. Not so much now. It's getting harder. People go Star Wars and they immediately think, oh, it's £1 million. £1 million.
Yeah.
They're trying to sell a Klaatu like with no skirt and stuff and going, well, it's got to be worth $5. And you're like, so yeah, it's hard in that respect, but you never know. The best stories are the little old ladies that come in. In fact, we had one little old lady that came in. She had some amazing stuff in a plastic bag, and she just put a load of stuff on top of it. There's all these carded figures, all just crumpled at the bottom. But she went on holiday. We sent her on holiday. We go, there you go. There's lots of money. Go on holiday. And she couldn't believe it. So we have some nice things that happen. And we've had 2 ladies that we've actually said, look, go on, pay for a holiday for you because they've brought some amazing stuff in. Or that's what they've chosen to do with the money we've given them. So they're the best ones, but they don't happen as often as you'd think. It is hard to find good Star Wars, and the problem is if it's been on a Facebook page or if it's been on a something like eBay, well, the price will be high for one, and unless you strike very lucky, or 2, it's got loads of repro in it, and we won't have repro. We won't give it house room. So a very long-winded answer to your question there, Dan.
Oh, we like long-winded answers.
Yeah.
Tom says he went into the shop for a Blaster for Star Wars cosplay and went back 2 days later for a Falcon, AT-AT, X-Wing, B-Wing, all boxed. A long day remembered.
Yes.
Another good customer by the look of it.
Yeah. He's a nice chap. He's Tom.
There you go. Another reproduction question. How often do you come a cropper with reproductions and fakes? Any horror stories in recent times?
That's a cracking question.
It is.
I have. Well, I've been told off for getting rid of because I generally burn it or chuck it. Or I once there was a repro Luke Stormtrooper helmet came in and I smashed it up, and then put a picture of it with a big what's. And people got a bit stroppy about that and said, "Well, I could have had that for my collection. I'm not bothered about." And you're like, well, yeah, but I won't distribute it. It's fine if you want that for your collection, then go ahead. But I won't distribute it because it's not. Yeah, I want something that's right for me to sell. I don't want something that's repro. But
are you like that with repro through all toys or just Star Wars?
Through all toys. The only thing I will deviate on slightly is occasionally we'll have something that's we'll have like die-cast that's repainted, and we'll kind of go, well, that's a repaint, but it's a £5, and it's either a scruffy one for a £5 or a repainted one for £5. We don't get them done, but when we buy them, quite often we'll put them out at 5s, 10s, 15s, and they'll sell. But you just have to put them all on one shelf and just put repaint. As long as you make it clear to the customer. But with you can't muddy. For me, how I feel, I won't muddy the waters and put reproduction parts or something that doesn't fit. Even like with He-Man weapons, if it's a France He-Man, you need to put French accessories with it and the correct things with it.
Yeah, definitely.
That reminds me, I've got a Teela which I've put the wrong thing which I need to change. But yeah, generally, but no croppers in recent time. There are a lot of very good reproduction out there, and I would say to anyone that's looking, with things like float tests and stuff like that, yeah, it's kind of inconclusive. I would go with just feel them. It's feel. It's all based on feel. If you keep sort of stuff that you know is real, and just spend time with it. And you'll get to know when you pick up something that's not right, you go, oh, no. And drop it as well. You can drop it onto a wooden surface.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff. It's no good. If you mix the two up, it muddies the water and you then don't know what's real.
Exactly. And it's your reputation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of repros now float, don't they? So a lot of it floats now. It's getting better and better. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. But I've always said that it just seems to be the Star Wars community that has the problem with the repro. Action Man, you can replace the hands or things like that.
It's a necessity.
G.I. Joe's the main thing. People don't really worry about G.I. Joe stuff. Stickers are not that bothered. So repro stickers.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It depends. I think there's different communities, like you said, Matt, have got different viewpoints on the Action Man community.
Yeah. He-Man He-Man's not repro. He-Man's more the CEO. They want to make sure the right weapon goes with the right figure. They don't like having Malaysia and Taiwan mixed. Some people are quite funny about that. So, which I've noticed for that's the main thing.
It's quite right.
For me, if you can find a good He-Man sword, you stick it with any He-Man. So.
I've got a bag full of them out of the back. None of them are that nice.
Oh, don't say that.
Because for a kid, that's what you did. He-Man, he went into battle, didn't he? So, I think with He-Man as well, you need to, like, when you said, Mark, earlier about anything, I'm just thinking, like, now, I think, well, we'll put, like, if there's obviously leg bands. If you replace a leg band in a He-Man, well, that's the replacement leg band. No, I mean, I think you get into there is that realm of people that will go, like an Action Man, the heads come off. You've got an Eagle Eye Action Man. Generally, I've had, in fact, I've got some now, brand new shop stock Action Man, and the heads just go. Poof. So you can't then sort of expect to not put the head back on. You've got to put it back on. So But yeah, so I think there's certain things where you have to remember they're old things. It's like I've got an old Citroen van, and with that, if you've got like a new old stock part, everybody goes, "Oh well, it's new, it's original." If it's original, and because they're 40-year-old, 50-year-old parts on my van. If you've got something original, it's going to be nailed. You've got new old stock, you just get it out of the rubbish. So you need to get reproduction. So there are things where you need for a part for something like a rubber part, particularly. But I wouldn't have. I'd have leg bands, which are fine, but I wouldn't have rubber tracks for a thunder tank pin.
Yeah, that's
different. Yeah.
Oh, and what about damaged toys? I mean, do you restore them? Do you sell them as is, or do you try and keep away from damaged toys? Because obviously, a lot of people will be coming in. It's not going to be mint all the time.
No, I mean, we wouldn't. We'd put, like we said, leg bands, putting the head back on an Action Man, that sort of thing. What we wouldn't do is start doing. If you get a Batmobile, you get the Humbrol paint and just go stitching it in.
Right. Okay.
So we don't restore anyway, but we will put like a new leg band in if it needs it, like a GI Joe or a Visionary that needs a band putting in. We'll do those.
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah.
We won't do other things. We try and avoid stuff that's a bit too rough. But because we've got the little Derby shop now as well, we're now going into a different realm. It's my son's shop. It's not mine, but we're sending the stock. And what we're doing is we started for his new store, which he should move to in the next, hopefully the next month. We're going to get these dump bins, and we're doing these value bags, and they're amazing. Vehicles with missing a bit. So if you get a Slave 1 and it's got no rear ramp and no carbonite, but it's okay. You put that in a bag and you'll sell that off and at a lot, sort of 20 quid, that sort of price, instead of it being a lot more. So yeah, we're doing all that sort of stuff. So it does allow for a little bit, instead of it all going to auction and different things like that, we can actually do it a different way. So if you want to bargain, the Derby shop's hopefully very soon, it will be quite full of lots of different things like that.
Oh, where's that?
Cool.
Yeah, that's a good idea, doing things like that.
Yeah, it's the marketplace in Derby. In the market hall, sorry. He's in a very small stall. He's only 18. Right. Lad. He's only 18. And he's in a very small stall, but they promised him a really big one, so he's moving very soon.
Oh, cool! I'll be visiting him then, because as I say, I work at Hanson's, so I'm going down for the toy auction on the 25th, I think. So I'll pop in.
Yeah,
I'm coming down to see you. I'm coming down to see you soon, anyway. So.
Good man. Yeah, say hello to Steve for me. Steve Fulford. No, Steve quite well. So.
Oh yeah.
This cabinet came from one of Steve's places. That one there, just behind me. So the last one, his old cabinets. Yeah, it's the last one. Oh wow! So we're having all new cabinets built at the moment. Gradually, over the next 2 years, the shop will hopefully transform into a sort of slightly less unprofessional look. So yeah,
don't worry about it. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Very kind.
If only there was toy shops like yours all around the country.
Yeah,
I know it won't be good for you, but it'd be good for us.
Yeah, don't get any ideas.
Yeah,
fantastic.
It's
just to go in a shop at the moment.
Yeah, for everyone.
Joe, is there like any tips for people that are like considering like starting their own shop? Would you give any advice? Of course,
don't do it.
Don't do
it. We'll just give them all the wrong information to make them go under. No, the most important thing, and this is the problem that most dealers have, is if you come from everybody comes from a collecting background. Nobody does this and goes, I want to make money, therefore I'm going to do this. Because if you do that, you will fail. because you have to have a love for it in the first place. But there, and this is where the probably 20% of the shops that start, only 20% probably survive. And this is the reason why. It's because people go, well, I really like this, and therefore I'm going to take that home. And the problem with that is that's great after you've been doing it 10 years. You can do that if you've established and you're getting regular money and you think, yeah, I'm looking after everything. We're having holidays. We've got, the cars paid for. Everything's done. But the problem comes is when you start taking stuff that's really cool home, and kind of it strips the shop out. And I've seen lots of dealers do that, and then the sort of business fails because, I mean, I did it. I had to sell all my stuff. So even for us, it's out. We didn't get it right all the time. It took us years and years. And I'll tell you what, we nearly went bang. We ended up with a massive debt when we moved from one shop to the other, which was kind of not really our fault. It was kind of a bit naive on signing things. I'll sign that. And didn't realise about business rates in my old premises and ended up with a massive bill. And it's frightening. But you have to raise a lot of money in a short period of time. So it teaches you that you can't keep too much stuff. You have to sacrifice it.
Mm.
There you go. That's a nice comment from Craig. There.
Thanks, Craig. I've got some Star Wars stuff coming as well, mate, for you. Some modern stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
that's very kind of you.
I got from Mark. Joe, you probably won't remember, but bought a palitoy cantina from you about 2 years back. Probably won't remember.
I can remember how much you paid for it and what the condition was actually. But yes, it's that was a lovely thing. That palitoy cantina. It's worth a lot more now as well than he paid for it then. So it's
so we've actually got a picture of it apparently. Here we go. He sends me loads of pictures. Does Mark on Twitter? There you go.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, look at that. That's a lovely box.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I'm after. I'm after play sets, and
I have a thing for cardboard play sets of any sort of Star Wars. If it's Star Wars and it's cardboard, I'm like, I'm in. If it's my favourite, most underrated playset for me is the Action Force headquarters, the cardboard one. It's the one that when the Death Star's a bit rubbish, let's improve it by doing this. And I know that might sound controversial, but that's from a palitoy designer's mouth as well. He said that, not me. But yeah,
Bob was it.
They knew the faults because basically I fell on mine as a kid and it got crushed. They knew the faults of the palitoy Death Star. So they built this Action Force one, and it's so good. It's such a good playset, and it's really underrated. Brilliant playset. Yeah, and I love the palitoy Death Star.
Yeah, one thing I'm after.
There you go. There's one for £100.
Yeah, is that the one on eBay that's always on? Yeah.
I've been watching this for a while.
Is it missing a couple of bits in it? I think. Is it missing some guns or something?
Yeah, but the guns
the guns are easy to.
Yeah,
it looks really good to me.
Oh, that's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's such a good playset. It's really, 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 really underrated. I really think that's a brilliant.
Yeah, it is.
And it's weird because the show community and the Action Force community, they're very expensive things, and there's some stuff that's really expensive, and you can buy this beautiful playset which is largely overlooked, which I don't get. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I've got quite a bit of Action Force over here, so in a cabinet, so a big Action Force. Yeah.
Well, I've been digging for the purposes of tonight. I've been digging through some stuff for my mate Billy Galaxy in the States, and he's asked me to send him some stuff. So this is going off in a parcel. So there's sort of
nice. Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Lots of lovely things.
Big screen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Matt's getting interested now.
Getting a bit excited now. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's Star Wars stuff. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Palitoy Hobbies catalogue.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
My when I say I don't collect things, these are the things I collect, but I don't collect. These are kept for me in the back of the shop.
Catalogs are brilliant.
I love
anything. All the ads.
Yeah, my favourite one is this, the Palitoy 85 catalogue, because this is a salesman sample. And in this, a lot of the pictures have been replaced and adjustments to the normal one, which is really cool.
It's like unfinished products, isn't it?
Yeah. Sellotaped in sections and things like that, which I love that.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
These are all...
to someone, that's worth a few quid, isn't it? So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stuff. These
Palitoy collectors. Those Palitoy collectors are drooling.
These are photos from Palitoy. These are original Palitoy press photos.
Wow.
So we've got this was a toy window back in the day.
Oh, nice.
Your favourite there, Mark? It was Mr. Johnny 7 gun, isn't it?
Yeah. We've got one of them in the shop right now.
I've seen it.
I think for this reason, because this is the other side of that shop window. Look at that Action Man display.
Wow.
That mountain rock there.
And then inside the shop, try and find these other pictures. They've gone awry. But inside the shop, there's like an underwater display as well with the deep sea. It's amazing. The loving Palitoy put into it was amazing. This is a Palitoy carrier bag.
Yeah. Oh,
very, very cool.
Look at that.
Oh.
Just getting excited over a bit of plastic, over a carrier bag.
That in a frame, though, isn't it? You frame that.
All of us. Oh.
You get a carrier plastic bag.
Normal release Palitoy 85, so that's boring. 1985 price list as well.
Nice.
Another Palitoy catalogue. 83, this one is, Focus on Success.
Look at all the logos on it. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. And when's this? 82. So these are generally, I think one's come from auction, but generally they've all come off local finds, you know.
Yeah, that's a good thing about being in Leicester, isn't it?
It is, but it happens less than you think. We do go mad for envelopes, contract, term of employment, hours, what you do, fire drill. We've got all this weird paperwork.
I would love anything like that.
Conditions of service there. Yeah, it's just crazy. And then, but they did all these offers. That's what I love about Palitoy. They did all these offers. This is an Action Man from Action Man Palitoy, Action Man Command, Colville, Leicester 2, and it hasn't got. But you're free Action Man reporting for duty. So when you'd sent off all your stars and stuff, that's what you got. So it's all this sort of stuff that floats. But this is I can't show you that because it's got someone's name on it. But that's temporary form of employment before they got in there properly. And this was the picture. That's that store display inside. So inside, at the back of that green thing there was on that other picture.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Water tank.
It's underwater. It's so cool.
Why?
I
love that. And
don't see that anymore.
No, it's all that sort of craftsmanship.
Don't see that in shops anymore. That's what we missed. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
We just don't see it anymore, do we? No. That's what we.
No.
But you know, in old when you start saying really like that. Not like the old.
That's what kids are missing on now. That's what kids are missing. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't want to ask you. I've just been offered a John Menzies Return of the Jedi poster.
Yeah.
I just wondered how much you'd pay for one of those.
Don't know, because posters aren't I'm a toy guy. So for me, genuinely, I don't know. For me, I love the catalogues and I love the unusual things, but I don't really do. I suppose the posters are sort of like Yeah, I think there'll be some that's gone through Vectis or something like that. You could have perhaps have a search on there.
Yeah, I've looked on Echo and seen they've been put for like £100 and thinking nobody's going to pay that for a poster. Because it's like your box standard ones that you got free with the ATAT and whatever. But then this is like a John Menzies one that you got with the ATAT, which is like it's more rarer than just the box standard poster. But again, it's still poster, like you're saying. So I don't know
if any of I mean, that painting one that I've got. We had 3 or 4 of those, I think, at one point, and I think we put one on eBay and it went for £100. And you're like, oh, that's weird. We started at 99p, thought if we get, tenner for it, 20 quid, that's what we thought. And it went for £100. So I don't know. Paperwork can often surprise you and often disappoint you in equal measure.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. It's not like anything, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Max said, was given the Diamond Jubilee 1979 catalogue by a lady working in the shop. I got my land speed as a child. Wow.
I've not got one of those at the moment. I had one, but it's a bit brown, isn't it? That cover, very brown.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, but
70.
Tim.
Hey, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Hello, Stash.
Yeah. You've been prototyping.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, many times. But not. Yeah. Not like you'd think. We've had lots and lots of stuff, and we've had a lot over the years, but we've never had the find. The find where you find all.
Yeah.
I've never had that. But what I've had is Care Bears and bits and bobs of Star Wars. Bags of weapons. That was kind of a sort of like. But it's all that stuff that I've just shown. That generally came off Palitoy people that work there. So it does still show up. It's just not in the quantities that you think, because look, Vectis have got a reputation for getting most of the stuff, and unfortunately, all the people that I seem to have. There was one guy who I won't refer to him but we used to call him Mr. Palitoy. When he used to come in, we didn't know his name for a long time.
Well, Jess Smith.
We worked with him for 6 years. 6 years, man, and it was like, he eventually went to Vectis, and it. My mate always described it as like you're sort of like a sort of spurned lover, that you were just sort of like, sort of what you expected, a sort of, sort of sobbing phone call in the middle of the night. Why not? Yeah, that was
that question, Craig. Probably wasn't a toy shop in Colville because of the factory shop. Everybody just went to the factory shop, so that's probably why they want a toy shop. They got the stuff cheaper at the factory shop. Yeah,
well, there was toy shops at the time. There was a toy shop. My mate Matt Holt from Spoon Jar Films, who were making the film about Palitoy.
Yeah,
with
I'm supposed to be going down to see him about that actually.
Yeah, well, Matt will tell you about all the shops that were from that area and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and it was the case that this guy had so much of it stacked up, but he couldn't compete with the Palitoy shop. So people were getting out the back door, and it was like, black bag Millennium Falcons on a Friday afternoon. We still get. I mean, occasionally a black bag turns up and you walk to the door and you think, I wonder if it's a Palitoy one. And there's something about, and I can't really explain what it is, but you kind of know as soon as they walk in, it's Palitoy. We've not had one for ages, but it's great when they do. But it's generally, I mean, the best thing I think we've had at one of those bags was a load of baggied figures years ago. But it's generally Falcons, and because they were selling them in the pubs. They're going to the pub that night and they'd sell off these Falcons. Because it was, it was just like people that had come out. And Colville's got its own charm. Let's put it that way. And
I love it.
Yeah, I'm addicted to going to Colville. Every time I do, I get like, the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Because it's just what you're.
I'd love to live there. I would love to live there. Really would.
My wife won't let me move there. I mean, great with the van with the old toys wanted on the side. I said we'd clean up. It'd be great.
Definitely would.
Was this guy? Weirdly enough, this guy, this alien.
Yeah.
He came from Palitoy. He came out the bins. Look how weird he is. Look at his paint. He's got no dome. The guy can't remember everything to do. But the paint's so weird. And where the glue's gone really odd, and it's unlike any I've ever seen. The guy seemed to think this was very early example that was sent across to Palitoy. So we know with the Kenner Alien, it wasn't. He's so. I mean, I paid like far too much for this. I'll never sell it.
I'm sure you did.
What is the thing you paid the most for, Joe? Like something you had to have?
The biggest toy. I mean, for my stuff, it's in bulk. So the biggest single payment was sort of $8,000, something like that. For.
But what about yourself personally? Not for the shop, for yourself.
No, well, I don't do that. I'm very
right. Got you.
If I buy anything for me, I'll tell you what it was. A mate of mine who isn't very well, who I know from toy fairs, and I know him really well. And he had a go-kart, and it's a little Quirreloo. I reckon it's Quirreloo or something weird French manufacturer. Probably 1950s go-kart, 40s, like really traditional, cool-looking thing. And it's only that big, and it was like 90 quid. But because he was ill, and because I thought I might not see him, too much after that, I bought it because I wanted to say from this man that I was friends with, and that's why I bought that. So it has a different thing, that's probably my most extravagant purchase. But I've got things that are worth a lot of money that I bought for not a lot because I saw something on eBay. I don't often buy anything off eBay, but like adventure people stuff I'll pick up occasionally on eBay. Yeah. But it's just for me. But I don't buy anything for the shop off eBay. But if it's just for me, I'll buy it. But that's kind of extravagant as I've got, to be honest with you. Not very. But I think nothing of dropping thousands of pounds for toys at all. I say I think nothing of it. I will panic, but I will do it because I know that I won't get the opportunity all the time. If it's there, you've got to buy it. Vintage toys don't come up all the time.
So answer that question, you do have an eBay store though, don't you?
Yeah, but we're a bit lazy. We're not really motivated, so we don't really, we kind of. The other day, I can't speak. We did a mega matchbox sale, which went really well, but then people didn't understand we used the global shipping program, and that caused problems. So listings, and so people bid like 40 items and asked for combined shipping to like Peru, and you're like, well, no. It says it on every listing we bid on, sir. But we do a bit of eBay, but we don't put anything. We either put weird stuff that's really expensive and we'll never sell it in the shop, or we don't think we'll sell it for years, or we put mixed lots of stuff on like diecast that would, we bought this collection. It had 3,000 bits of diecast in it a couple of weeks ago. So we put most of that went into lots to go on eBay, and we kept the best stuff for the shop for the shelves.
Tie bombers.
Sorry.
Any tie bombers?
No tie bombers. No. I'd like you have them through Hanson's, haven't you? So yeah. But yeah.
Do you do international, Joe? Do you ship international?
We do. Yeah. I mean, we do through the shop, and we do also via eBay. But with eBay, we use global shipping because we've had so many horror stories, unfortunately, with sending stuff abroad. Right. So we'd rather send it to them and go, there you go, it's your problem there. It's kind of
a lot easier.
But we try not to do too much. Really, when the shops are running, we try not to do much eBay at all. There really is there's no enjoyment out of it. Whereas when you shop, it's a bit different.
You're going to get more people coming in, aren't you? So they know it's there instead of on eBay.
Yeah, and they might bring toys into swap as well.
Yeah. Have you still got that? Have you still got that wrong robot we saw on a video?
I've sold.
Tony did one the other day.
The unused shop stock one.
In the box, wasn't it?
That sold to my very good friend Jason. That did, and he's coming in tomorrow morning. Actually, I'm going to see him. We're socially distancing while he's coming to see me.
That was brilliant. That brilliant robot.
But no, was that not an auction? That one.
Sorry,
because I was watching one of the auctions. I can't remember which auction house I watched that many. So go on.
The one that we had that was shop stock that came from a shop. So
Yeah.
that was amazing. That's the best one we've ever had. We bought another one, which is also mint and unplayed with, but it's been out, and that's really nice. That's probably a better box than the one that was shop stock, but it's obviously it's not been played with. It's not. It was, you know, and we've got a loose complete one as well. So we've got a loose one complete, and we've got a box one complete at the moment on ROM.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. I mean, I don't know if you watch Analog Toys' videos, but that's become a lot popular since he did the video on that one.
Yeah. People.
My friend Tim tells me I don't really do a lot of watching. I'm so busy with my family and with buying. I don't get a chance to watch as much as I like, you know. But I will occasionally tune into his channel. But yeah, my mate Tim though, he subscribes to everything he does. So.
So, what is your best buy ever? His was a Paliboys Death Star for £1.25.
Well, that's an amazing buy, and there'd be a very swift markup on that for you if you ever sold that now. Well, my Paliboys Death Star was free, so get out of that one, Rommel. Yeah, my Paliboys Death Star. My dad worked for the Eagle Centre Market in Derby when I was a kid. So all his stuff via Keith's Toys came. Well, if it came home on a Friday, it was free. My dad had sort of looked after someone on something or other. And if I went down to Keith's on a Saturday morning, it would cost me very little. So all my Star Wars stuff was buttons. But in the shop, my best ever buy, I don't really have a best buy, but I have a favourite. My favourite was a lady that rang up and said, I want you to clear my garage. I've got a load of stuff. I've had 2 sons and neither of them want this stuff. Will you come out? I said, yeah, all right. Then I said, well, what have you got? He said, oh, I've got some Fisher Price. So I thought, oh, I've got some Transformers. Oh, right, okay. So I sort of like, I thought, well, I'll tell you what, I'll stop you there. I'll just come out. So I went straight out. And I'd got like a reasonably small van at the time, and I got the first bot. And I said, "Well, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to price this?" Because all I could see at the start was junk in this big garage. Yeah. And she said, "Oh no, just put it in your van." I said, "You what? Just put it in your van." So yeah, she wouldn't accept any money for it, and we had to force to accept money for it for a start. He said, because I was so excited because there was all this stuff and it was fantastic. And she knew I was so excited. I said, you know, this is worth it. This is worth thousands of pounds. She goes, oh, I don't mind. Just, and we were like, well, and she was another one of the ladies where we did send her on holiday. We also took her out for a meal up the road at the James's Bistro up the road. And that was my favourite because she was more pleased to see it go to a good home. And she was pleased. I was so pleased to see it because her 2 kids had kind of gone, nah, I don't want that rubbish. And they've been a bit like that, I get the feeling. So that was my favourite. She was really, 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 really nice. But it was an amazing collection as well. Nothing boxed. Everything was loose. But everything was original. Everything was pretty much perfect. And there was 2 of everything because she had twins. So that, you know, every Star Wars figure released.
Perfect.
Amazing.
So, you know, it was one of those that you kind of went, you know, if you could do that again, you would. But yeah, so whenever she's been back twice since, and every time we've seen her, we've like, right, we're taking you for lunch. So yeah, and she appreciates, and she knows it was like, yeah, she knows. I mean, that's the thing. A best ever buy is essentially sometimes can become a question of how much you rip someone off, and that's a slightly unpleasant subject because people feel because when we buy something off someone, we generally pay about half. And that may seem harsh to some people. But if you buy something for £50 and you sell it for 100, and to everybody else, you've made £50. No, you haven't. Got 20% VAT, 20% tax, plus running the shop, keeping the lights on, running a van, taking... So there's actually, you're making about 15, 20 quid by the time you've taken all the costs out. So it can be a little bit of a thing. We've had people bring us up and say, well, I've seen this on Amazon for £60. I want 55. And you're like, not going to work, but thank you. So,
what's a vintage toy line that's getting more popular now? I mean, besides Star Wars, you're surprised a lot of people are asking for.
there's lots of toy lines up and coming. That's a good question, Mark. There's lots of toy lines. So we're seeing a hugely increased demand for early 90s toys.
Right.
Mighty Max is a fabulous toy line. It's brilliant. Bluebird Toys, after Palitoy, are pretty much my favourite toy company in the UK. And Bluebird makes some amazing stuff. I mean, right to the end, practically, like this Captain Space Monkeys sort of thing, right through to that, which was really cool and big. But Polly Pocket, Mighty Max, I think is just a fantastic toy line. We're also seeing increases on just the things like, which are old stages, really. 18 figures we can't keep in the shop at the moment. We keep having a real demand for 18 stuff. It's not. It's vastly. The market changes, and the thing is, if you don't keep up with the prices before we reopen, we've had to go around and reprice a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
some stuff's gone through the roof, and some stuff has come down, and some stuff we've kind of gone. Oh, it's gone up, but we'll keep it the same because you don't want to alienate people by going, well, this was, £20 before, and now it's £40. So we might price it up to £30 and go, look, it's still reasonable. But there's also things which we know are perhaps not sold as easily, and we've perhaps put them in a dump bin, and they have a bargain at. We know we've got bits of die cast in there that I know that I could put on eBay and get a tenner for, but they're £4 because I haven't got time, can't be bothered. So put it in there, put it in the dump bin.
So what's your year limit, Joe? What did you say? Right, I'll go up to that and then down, so you don't get modern.
What do you mean, price in the shop?
No, for toy line, is it 90s that you'll take 90s in your shop, but you won't take 2000, 2010s?
No, we'll take anything. We'll take practically any collectible toy line, but we won't. I don't desire it. Does that make any sense? Yeah. So I don't really. If I look around the shop now, I'm looking at a load of Batman animated, Willow, Ring Raiders. Ring Raiders, how cool are they? But they don't sell ever. Modern Transport. There's some modern Transformers up there, sort of 10, 15 years old now, but they're still modern. But generally, if we get like some of the more modern things in, we generally trade them for old. So other dealers know that the example is, I think, the product enterprise, which are now old in themselves and they are worth good money. Product enterprise stuff that we get in, it's really cool stuff. I really like it, but I'd rather have dinkies, and I'll make less money out of the dinkies when I sell them. So it doesn't make sense as a business point of view, but it does make sense to me because it's what I like that's in the shop. And if I can be enthusiastic about it, I can sell it. Whereas if I'm going, product enterprise, all right, that's the price, a bit cheaper than eBay. It's up to them. But I'd rather tell that to a trader and go, bring me something cool, than go, that's kind of. So it's a weird, messed up way to do business.
Craig's asking if you've got any Star Trek in.
No, I threw someone out from speaking Klingon once. That's a true story. I did. He came in and just went, out. But no, I like Trek. The problem is we have a Trek Hoover. That one of our friends that comes into the shop, Nick, and he basically hoovers up any Trek that we get in. But unless he's got it, and now he's got most things, so we're mostly safe. In fact, we took him some stuff around because he's disabled, so we took him some stuff around for free. I've got the things for him that I know he hasn't got, so he'll be excited by. So, but no, I know Craig's after ships and stuff. There's nothing new in, I'm afraid. We may have a few bits lying around, but you've seen them before, Craig. Nothing new in.
There you go. How do you track prices? I know what to ask for. That's a good question.
That is a good question.
There's no real hard and fast. A lot of the stuff we get, we don't know. Sometimes we don't know. It just has to be. Sometimes we made. I mean, I know people that have come in and bought stuff off us for nothing and kind of gone away and gone and put it on eBay, which is fine because we've money out of it at the price we sold it. We have no objection to that.
If you're happy,
I think I'd rather know something. I sold a Pippa doll to a lady the other week, and because she was really nice, and she'd asked about it for ages, and I said it's this, and she went, "Would you do it for this?" And I went, I don't know anymore. What's it worth? And I went and did a bit of digging. And I thought It's probably a bit less than it's worth. I've got no objection to that. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. This is a good guy. This super awesome geek show. Well done. That's fantastic. That is. Yes.
You should be working though, John. Get back to work.
Yeah, John.
That is awesome.
You should be at work.
Yeah.
Ben 10 is my thing that I always look for, because when I go on holiday, I go to car boots. I won't go to a car boot locally. I mean, you can't at the moment, but you know, we know what that is.
Yeah.
But if I go around, I will find Ben 10. So yes, well done. Yeah, I don't do anything. I've got a big box full of them in the back, which I'm saving because I think at some point, and it's a cool toy, and it's the last of the really individual toy lines.
It was funny. It was my son's. My son is now 15, and when he was 7, I bought him all the Ben 10s. I mean, every collection, every line that came out. And then when we moved to America, I sold them all to a toy shop in Blackpool. Sold every one of them. I wish I kept hold of them now, to be honest, because I think I've got £60 for the lot, not just for one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it must have been a lot of stuff for £60. I know, even now.
I went crazy for him. So, yeah. He loved Ben 10.
Ben 10, and it's a really good, and I think that'll be really good in years to come. My son was born in 1999, so what is he now? 21. But yeah, it's that for me, that is the last really good toy line. There might be some other sort of sleepers there. I mean, Gourmety and stuff like that, which you never know. That could go either way.
Right.
Get into that for a little while, even though it shelf warmed horribly. But so did Mask. So did, lots of toy lines. Star Wars again. You couldn't get rid of it. It was everywhere.
I know.
I remember seeing yak faces stacked up at Keith's market stall. Loads of them.
Yeah.
Pound each. And I went, "Who's that?" I'd never seen the film, but I was just like, no, I don't think I'll get at him. I'll whatever figure, an Admiral Akbar or something instead.
So what do you think about this landfill then? Do you think it actually exists?
I know it exists because I've had things from said landfill a long time ago. But yeah, the thing that I don't want to give too much away because that's for the film. No. But it 100% exists, and it exists in multiple places, not just the tip, not just lamp tip that everybody goes, you won't be digging through nappies. Yes, we know that. You can't dig out the tip because it'll just be. But there are seams because Palitoy dumps stuff everywhere. Within a mile of my shop now that I'm sat in, there is 2 sites that Palitoy dumps stuff in. As far down as Luton, things were dumped by Palitoy, and it went on. Everybody thinks it was at the end. It wasn't. It was all the way through. It was all the way through. From the 70s, back end of the 70s onwards. We've spoke to the guy which reversed the lorries in. So it's an exciting story. It's going to be if we can pull it off, and it's
really looking forward to it. Yeah.
If we can pull it off, fantastic.
Didn't kids actually, when it was getting dumped, didn't kids like run in and nick stuff when it was actually wasn't that the story? Yeah. People
at the Paliboys exhibition, there's that Frankenstein action man, isn't there? That's been put together by all parts from
put together. Yeah. Yeah, we go and find parts. Yeah, remember that. Yeah.
There was years ago. There was an old boy who used to be a trader in the 80s, and he cleared out a lot of this, and a lot of the old Action Man guys that have been trading in Action Man, Alan Hall, that sort of thing, Barry, Chris Melvin. They will all know about this sort of stuff. But it was all these space talking commanders, but it was just the torso. Absolutely. You'll occasionally see them at Vectis in the auction, like this tray. And the chances are they went through one of our hands because I had a Citroen XM at the time, and I filled my Citroen XM 3 times with these Action Man bodies. It was and I was shoving them under the seats. It was everywhere. And that was just pulled out of the factory at the end. So there's still stuff out. There was so much stuff. There is going to be a warehouse somewhere with a load of Palitoy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Dino Riders T-Rex.
Yeah, he's ace. There are loads of things to watch for. This guy will probably know. Loads of things to watch for on Dino Riders. They are breaky as they are such a cool toy line, but they are so breaky.
They're shattered, don't they?
Yeah. I dreamt about Dino Riders last night. Really enough. What is the most?
It's the most desirable toy. Nice.
Desirable toy I'd like to get in the shop. Man. Well, at the moment, it's those robots. Those robots I saw on that picture that I can't even remember the name of right now, but they're like Godzilla-style robots. They're very cool. And it's annoying me because I can't remember the name. They're not one of the normal. They're not Masadaya or Harikawa or Yonezawa. They're none of those. It's something else. But those right now. But then next week it could be something different.
Oh yeah, yeah.
A box,
I like that.
A box flag. I'd like one of them. I fancy one of them. I've not had one for a few years. So, well, I've got about 6-7 years.
I'd love to even just look at one. I've never seen one.
We had 3 at the same time.
3?
Only 3 we only ever had 3. We had them all.
Is that all you had in the shop?
No, just a shop of flags. People walked across it. No, we had one set up, and they were, to be honest with you, at the time they were a bit difficult to shift. They didn't go out straight away. But yeah, I don't know. It will change. Camilla, that's a really cool question. And you know what? Next time you see me, I'll have different things. I'll have different things that I kind of go, oh, I really want this, but I've got to have this. Yeah. C-3PO tape dispenser. I love that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fantastic. Sigma.
Oh, I know.
Sigma. Sigma.
That's just so cool.
Yeah.
That teapot. The teapot.
Yeah, but the tape dispenser is just something about it.
Yeah.
There's something about it.
Yeah. It's not right.
Yeah.
It's not right.
I think that's the thing with me. I think if it's a bit rubbish, I really quite like it. You know?
Well, there's the plate as well. He's lying back on, isn't he? C-3PO's lying back like he's posing. Yeah.
That soap dish is on as well. He's on the soap dish as well. And lying back. Yeah.
Was it weird? Star Wars, one of those toy lines, they did everything for it. They did so much stuff for it. There was practically everything. You could do everything. You could ride a bike with Star Wars on it. You could do whatever.
What's the rarest toy you've sold?
Yeah, I'll tell you what that is. It wasn't in the shop either, Craig, but because anything really rare, it just goes on eBay because people don't know what it is. We had a car made by Spot On, made by Triang.
Yeah.
It was a mini estate, and it was one of, I don't know quite how many were made. Not many, less than 1,000, I would have thought, made for a local company in Glasgow. And we had one of those in, and I didn't know what it was worth, but I guessed around £500. So I kind of went, this bloke brought pictures of this stuff in, and he showed me all these dinky toys. I went, yeah, what about that? And he went, oh, well, I didn't think you'd want that because it's not dinky. And I went, no, I want that. I think if that's what I think it is, I've never had one, and it's very, very rare. So this old chap was really like, really? It was like, brought it in. And I said, he said, what are these worth? I said, well, I don't care about them, just this. This is what I want. This stuff I'll buy as well, but this is the highlight. And I guessed at £500. I think it went for about £2,000. That was probably, but that's rarer than like the Leo Faker and the other things that we've had, which are supposed to be rarer. Because Leo Faker, although it's an amazing toy and it's so cool with his Bandito mask, although that was kind of the most expensive toy we've had. That Spot On was probably the rarest toy that we've ever had. Running a close second was a Luke Meccano long card on a Jedi, but his brown hair. That ran it close. Wow. That was I don't think even the chap I can't remember his name, the gentleman in France who knows a lot about Meccanos, whose name has slipped my mind.
Stefan Farco.
Stefan, yeah. Stefan,
got
it went for a song. That didn't go for a lot of money either. That sort of went quite cheap now, cheap through Vexus because we didn't want to risk it. Yeah, but they're probably two rarest things, I think. Yeah, but there are things that are fairly common that you don't see very often either, and things that are perceived as rare, which aren't rare. Things like yak face, things like that, they aren't rare. They're everywhere.
I've said thousands of them.
Yeah, because there were. I mean, the guys years ago, they used to take yak faces over to the States to swap for other toys when, back before the internet and everything like that. I hear all the, even though I haven't started then, I hear the stories, of the stuff of them swapping it in hotel rooms and like going, oh, I've got 14 yak faces, 14 yak faces, I'll swap you for that. And they get these really cool American toys. That sort of stuff went on. So they were everywhere. They were everywhere. So yak face, any of the Star Wars line, apart from the really weird variants, certainly all the standard figures, they're not rare. They're just perceived as rare because they're desirable.
Yeah.
There you go. John's saying he's seen a box USS flag for $1,200, but nobody wants it. Well, I think they want it. I think it's just they're not prepared to pay that much for it.
He's in the States, so it's going to be a difficult shipping issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favourite set as a kid?
As a kid, man, that's a really good one. As a kid, playset Ewok Village. Over my Death Star, because my Death Star, as we already know, I fell on pretty early on and went, this is pants. It's now. I've always been a bit of a chunky monkey, you see. But me, Ewok Village, fall on that for days. It was still fine. You can still play with it. So yeah, my Ewok Village. I can't remember. It was secondhand when everything I had was secondhand. So it was secondhand when I had it. But that I got so much play value out of that because every toy line would fit on them. So all my Action Force went on it, all my Star Wars stuff. And bear in mind, I didn't know who was who. I kind of thought the little bears are cool because I've never seen the films. So I don't know. It was So that was my favourite, and my favourite figure at that time was probably Wicket and Chewbacca. They were probably my favourite figures.
Big man, Joe.
I'm a big man, but yes, no. You know what? It's the reason why Mystery Mando, good name as well. I love, and that's another thing. I really like the Mandalorian. So, but yeah, I don't watch much telly, but I watched that. That was fantastic. No, really hard to find. Nice. You'll see Maidleman a little bit more, but yeah, Little Big Man. He's a tinker to get hold of in nice condition. We occasionally get them in, but it is occasionally, and we don't seem to be able to. I've never found them in Palitoy lots either. Not really. So no, they are, like you say, hard to find. Full stop. Having said that, when we do find them, I think they'll turn up like in bundles. They'll turn up all together because if they come from Palitoy, the chances are they're not just going to have one. You're going to have a few. But certainly finding boxed and carded stuff is probably one of the hardest toy lines of that era to collect. Very hard indeed.
Kairush, no, we've actually had somebody on, John's friend. So that she was female. He must have missed that one. And my ex-wife has been in the chat at one point. So.
Up to 3.
Not far. Baronic 6. That's worth a lot.
Yeah, we've just sold the Baronic 6 headquarters. We had 2 of those, both unused. One was exceptional, and it was quite annoying with that playset. We had it at 450 quid, I think, in the shop, sealed, unused, absolutely mint. And one went on eBay for like 1,100 quid. It wasn't as nice as ours, so we thought, hey, we'll put ours on eBay then. And we put it on eBay for like 900 quid or something, just thinking, we'll see what happens. We just sat there. It sat there for like 18 months with everybody going, no, it's too expensive. Well, the ones just sold though. That always happens to us on eBay. So we reduced it. I think we ended up sort of 700 quid or something like that. It went went overseas. But yeah, the Baronic 6 are they're quite a cool toy line. The problem is they're always a bit battered. You find because they're die cast.
Yeah.
So box is kind of the only way to go. Craig, yes, that was, and it wasn't a dinky, it was a spot on, but it looked like a dinky, yeah. The Kenner Cantina, yeah, it's not a Palitoy one though, isn't it? But yeah,
hey, Joe, would you class the Falcon as a playset?
The Falcon, yeah, it kind of was.
I thought so, yeah.
Yeah.
Hybrid, isn't it?
Yeah.
most
Because when
places,
people say, "What's your favorite playset?" to me, I always go to the Falcon. I had more figures and more fun with that than any of the other ones.
on the Rebel Transport,
Yeah.
Oh, the Rebel Transport. Yeah.
Rebel Transport, because you put everybody in.
Wine pickle.
Yeah.
You know, and then you had the obviously mine had no guns by this point, but you had all the cool stuff on it as well. So yeah, it was kind of but yeah, it's what was I going to say about the Rebel Transport, the play sets from that era. The biggest one for me, I suppose, is that's got the most play sets is Transformers. Transformers have got the most play sets of any other because you've got basically most of the lines have got multiple play sets in. So you know you can spend not a lot and get something like a Metroplex for like 45 quid.
Oh yeah,
it's a fantastic play set.
Yeah,
and you can use all the the tiny little Transformers on it. And then you can go up to Fort Max. You can go to any of the Triptychon. That's all of them. There's loads. There's loads you play. Optimus is kind of a play set. Even Rodimus Prime because it's sold out thingy. So yeah. Transformers are
I like that.
A lot more places. Transformers.
Video games. Will there be a market in years to come?
I have known nothing about video games at all. I would. I don't know. I mean, there is a market for them now, as for N64 and Mega Drive.
Retro
have really come on. But we don't. It's again one of those things that doesn't make much business sense. But we don't actually have them in the shop. We just kind of go, we'll just sell them off to a trader and make us money out of them because it's just not something that's ever really floated my boat.
Try to actually about Hoth play sets. Yeah, I would love one of those Hoth play sets.
Yeah.
Joe reminds me of Phil Collins.
Nice.
Random.
What did Ron Burgundy say? Go again.
Yeah, he's been
Tom Selleck. Tom Selleck.
Could be worse. Could be Joan Collins.
I don't know. I'd rather have Joan than Phil, to be honest with you. It's not good, is it? He's a bit of a controversial. I mean, he's a good drummer. Don't get me wrong. I'm a bass player.
Yeah.
The cracking drummer, but honestly, he's a bit of a wally, isn't he? When you hear him talk.
Yeah.
And he's got let's face it, he's got a bit of previous. So yeah, thanks, Tim. That's really kind of you.
It's all right, Joe. We were watching a video, one of your videos the other week, and the other day, and someone said, Joe, you look like Matt. Are you his brother?
Oh, it's me. I said, it's Matt's big brother.
Oh, it's you.
But yeah,
Matt's big brother.
I couldn't believe it.
It's a little bit with all the glasses as well. There's a lot of black rim glasses. It's sort of like a really off-piece.
Well, that's what you
Ron is.
You do find a lot of older bald men at toy fairs, don't you? So it's weird, isn't it?
Hopefully, I smell it.
Is that where you go to pick up your older bald men? I don't know.
It depends what you're looking for, Matt.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat.
No, when I go to a toy fair and I look around, I think, well, they all look the same. We all look the same.
He's himself. What tower range do you think today will be classic in the years to come?
I think somebody made a really good point about Ben 10. I think if you're going to a pick up the Ben 10 stuff, buy that because I think that'll be good. And look for that era of stuff, that late 90s, early 2000s stuff is going to be the stuff that comes up later. So, yeah, I think things left field stuff, maybe Monster High dolls, because they were very, very collectible. Yeah. Adults collected them when they came out.
A lot of people, a lot of guys are collecting those Toxic Crusaders now. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of a solitary one. Whereas before we had loads and we couldn't shift them for love and money. And they're such a cool toy line. I remember there was a distinct turning point because last year we bought from an auction, we bought 2 Toxies, carded, and a few other bits and bobs. And they cost us like sort of not a lot. I don't want to give the game away, but you could research it yourselves maybe. Bit of homework.
Yeah.
But not a lot. And then and we sold them and we knew they were coming up. So we did put like I think it was 100 quid each on the top, and they sold straight away. So that sea change came about 18 months ago, a year ago, something like that, and that's definitely continued.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the most requested toys I've had for recently, generally by guys.
I think it's just there's a lot of people that collect turtles sort of go to Toxic Crusaders, don't they? I think it's sort of same looking sort of thing, isn't it? In a way, some of the characters and stuff.
Yeah, the weapons are very similar. Yeah, just sorry, the counters.
Yeah,
the counters covered in stuff. But yeah, definitely a really good toy line. But yeah, worth picking up.
Yeah.
Matt, I was thinking about you a couple of days ago with the Black Series changing their boxes to the new boxes. I wonder if the red and black boxes in 10 years from now will be worth more. Because you've seen the way the prices are going now, and obviously they're finishing that look. What do you think?
Yeah. I don't know. It's a
tough one. So
I think
it's a tough one, isn't it?
Mass produced, though, aren't they?
They are mass produced, aren't they? So everyone's got them, haven't they? Yeah. I think more of those 4 white boxes they brought out are going to be the ones that everyone's going to. No, just the white boxes. You know, the first edition ones. They're going to be. Yeah, just the whites. Yeah, they're going to be the ones that everyone's going to want, I think. And
because I was thinking about the Ahsoka. The Ahsoka goes, like I said, for about $80 over here, and they're reintroducing it, coming out. So does that mean that the black and red one goes up in price or down in price? I can't work it out.
It'll go down, and then it'll go down for a while, and it might go up again when the other one becomes hard to find.
Right. Because I wonder if these Black Series will be classed as original Black Series, like they do with the Kenner and the Palitoy.
It might be, maybe. I know, like Ahsoka. People were like putting Ahsoka on eBay for like say 60, 70 quid, and people were laughing at them because they said, "Have you just seen it? They're re-releasing it. Everyone's pre-ordered it." So and like people are going, "Oh, if you just done it 3 days ago, you would have got it." So if you know a certain person who's on here, John, who had a box full of Ahsokas.
Oh, look at Ahsoka! Oh, look at Ahsoka! Oh, look at her!
Oh, I got one. Yeah, and he was lucky enough to sell them about 2 weeks before they suddenly, told him that there's reissues, right? So he was lucky. So, but yeah. I don't know. I think some are investment, but if you're thinking about investment, you're really we're in for nostalgia and collecting, aren't we? So
Joe, do you still have that Karate playset in the shop?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just.
Oh no, don't worry. We're used to it.
He's talking about Black Series. It's like, oh dear.
I'm trying to find out what I've got for my evening meal because I'm a bit. I saw the film of the new film that's a toy shop near you. I've actually seen the prequel of that and just gone, you need to go on a diet. So I've immediately been like really good. So but I've got to work out what carb-free treat awaits me this evening. So yeah, anyway, that's what I'm doing next. So, what was the question?
You look good. You look good to us. You look good to us. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you sure do.
Don't worry about
it. In this group, just average size. We're all built like that.
I just have to. It's hurt when I play football now. It hurts my knees, so I need to stop.
Right.
I'm not stopping playing football, obviously.
Oh no, not do that.
No. My pseudo role as midfield general is not very good because I'm still a bit rubbish. But I can stand still and pass. But you know what? In your knees afterwards,
I've got to
do it.
Yeah. I'll be deals to do.
What did you say, Mark? What was it? Your question you asked me before I went off piece again?
Just about the Karate Kid playset.
Right. Yes,
I'm not excited.
It is slightly higher than it was before. Yes, we had 2. We've got 1 left, and it's very, very nice. They are extremely breaky. They're extremely breaky. So finding them complete is hard. Finding them unbroken is virtually impossible unless they are unused. But like ours, even ours, which is spectacular, has got a small break in 2 places, but it is still in it's not broken. It's just come up. It's got hairline crack basically. That's you could move it through. So yeah.
Nice.
There was somebody asked earlier. I'm going to Mystery Mando. Yes, there was a cap. Yes, there was. Yes, Mystery Mando about the wearable Captain Scarlet cap. I can't remember the manufacturer now. Berwick, maybe. Get back to me. But yes,
Merrick, I think, yeah. I've actually just done 2 videos on Jerry Anderson toys, so I know quite a bit about it.
Who was it? Was it Berwick?
Merrick. Berwick.
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 Berwick. I will find out, Mystery Mando.
Yeah.
Drop me a message and I'll find out.
I might have put it in the video.
Somebody asked
That's
earlier
what I.
Galaxy Rangers toys. That's a toy line that's very. I really, really rate them. I think they're brilliant.
Yeah, I do. Love Galaxy Rangers.
Yeah.
They're such a cool. Again, the only ones we had of those, we had an enormous. There was a warehouse find of a guy up near Leeds, weirdly enough, there was a warehouse find up there, and we had the back end of that. So the guy had sold a few on eBay, realised he'd undersold them massively, and then came to us and just said, "I've had a nightmare on eBay. I think he got kicked off eBay," and basically we swept up the rest. So we had horses unused, we had a few figures, and then we bought another collection with a load in. So when they do come in, they tend to come in bulk. In fact, we've still got a shipping case out the back, empty shipping case, sadly. But yeah, so yeah, they're a great toy line. You have taste. Well done.
What do you think about the re-release of the vintage lines like Real Ghostbusters? Do you think they'll affect the collectability of the vintage ones?
I kind of go, yeah, I think it will for a brief period of time.
Yeah.
How do I feel about it? I've got mixed feelings. I tried to actually buy some because I just thought they're a cheap alternative. I think, they have got the look and they've got everything right, really. Yeah. And I think the retro stuff, as it's done, it's been done before. He-Man did it, the classic thing. And that was doing it again. And that's all been done before. So it's not a new thing, but it's a new one for the toy line. And they are getting prohibitively expensive. The old ones. They're not like 15 years ago when he used to go, I suppose we'll get 60 quid or something.
Yeah, it's all those vintage Ghostbusters missing their streams, isn't it? So people are going to love buying these new ones. They could just get that out and put it in there. They're going to, aren't they? Put it in their old ones, aren't they? So to replace them cheaper than buying. Yeah.
Because that's always the part that's broken.
Yeah.
Another thing about retro, Star Wars retro. He-Man's doing another retro. See, with the Ghostbusters line, they're doing 3 different lines.
Yeah.
Of the same figures.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why they're doing that.
Yeah. They must be really think that this film they're going to do is really good. To bring out that many lines of Star Wars, Ghostbusters stuff. They must be because they're in.
Which toy character would you like to be and why? That is an excellent question.
Yeah, I've got mine up here.
Which toy character would you like to be? Best been Luke for me. Definitely best been Luke. The first Star Wars figure with 2 weapons.
Oh, I'll be him.
Is that the Battlematic one or the normal one? Matt.
Sorry?
Is that the Battlematic one or the normal one? Look on his back. Should be a little.
Oh yeah, it's got the action. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
On the Battlematic. Yeah, very cool. He's cool. There he is.
Up yours.
Yeah. I know why you want to do that one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to do that.
That's all right. Yeah, you walk around like that. You'd scare a few people, wouldn't you?
Certainly would.
Get shot. Sadly, We do have a thing with people that buy stuff, like if we've got like lightsabers and stuff, and you're like, yeah, we're going to need to wrap that. You can't just walk through town with it, sort of brandishing it. But yeah, it's very, very slippery slope, that. So yeah. Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, Tiamat is very good news. Very good news. Again, a toy that's very fragile, so often broken. Very, very collectible. Very collectible. I haven't got one. I've had a few in the past, but yeah, Tiamat, very cool. The D&D line generally has some good stuff. There's some really cool European stuff as well, and
that play set that they did was some with a green thing with a teeth, and it's awesome.
I've got one behind me.
Awesome.
There's just one in that you can't see.
Wow.
Having it along.
Oh.
I'm still trying to think.
John wants to be Indiana Jones, apparently.
Yeah. Well,
I can just do that, John.
Enjoy his lifestyle. Yeah. There's a lot of running and jumping. I mean.
Yeah. Getting punched in the face a lot.
Can't pull down. All
3D printing.
3D printing seems to be coming along in bounds. I'm not a fan, to be honest with you. I think you'll reach a point where collectors just fill the gaps in displays due to the cost of buying originals. I hope not. I really hope not.
I don't think it will. Can't see it.
No,
because there might be people that fill a gap, and the technology is coming along really quickly, I think, and I think it's really useful. It's an amazing guy who does amazing Action Force stuff with it, and he's brilliant. I love what he does. Matt, his name is lovely chap. I can't remember his handle, but everybody knows who I'm talking about. If you're into G.I. Joe or Action Force, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
top man, lovely guy, and he makes
brilliant parts.
Really cool stuff like stuff like the roof for the play set and the thing, and it's just stuff that finishes it off, and I love that. But I don't like.
He just made Baron Blood's helmet now, isn't he? Like one piece, you can just put it on now, 3D printed. Yeah. And loads of little. I think he's made some little bits like aerials and stuff that are always missing. So
and it's less of a thing in the Action Force range as it is in the Star Wars range, really. But I mean, if people are going to go that route, that's fine. But the 3D printing, I think, where it loses it for me is when you're trying to do figures. Yak faces that don't move. It's kind of if you're going to do it as a placeholder. I mean, it takes so much time to do these things as well that I would question the viability of it for replacing figures. But if replacing parts, if it's something that's unobtainable, then I wouldn't sell it. But I'd understand.
Yeah, I'm just watching the retro blasting video of the weekend, and somebody's done the Cylon Raider, and it's 3D
the Battlestar Galacticas.
It does not look right. It's just I don't know, just the texture of it.
You look at it, and far away it looks really cool, but when you get close and see all the 3D, like I know exactly what you mean. I was the same way. It's
And the back of the engines are sort of half black, half grey, aren't they? They're not one colour or the other.
I mean, what he's built is amazing. I mean, the talent this guy has to make these is superb. But
Craig wants to be a rocket fighting Boba Fett.
He's one in a million. You certainly are, Craig.
I'd collect black hole figures if they're issued. They are reissuing the black hole figures, aren't they?
Yeah. Diamond Selective.
Yeah, they are
selective.
They're.
I got the Tron ones they did, so I got them. They're brilliant. So Diamond Selective.
I'm getting a 3D printer.
There is some cool modern stuff. It's just not. In the past I've always gone, well, it's not really my bag, but I kind of can see. I can now. I think this is why you change all the time as a collector. You'll find this if you're new to collecting, you'll change loads over the years.
Oh yeah.
But I do find now I look at modern stuff. That's really cool. Certainly some of the stuff. My mate Jay, he buys a lot of like hot toys and things like that. And they're a bit too amazing for me. They are brilliant, but they're a bit too amazing. But then you got a C-3PO and R2 in it, and I was like, I want those. They're amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do get it. It's just yeah, I don't know. I'm still on the fence for certain things. There's still things I kind of go, when you see it, you have to handle it. That's the only thing. You can, on a picture, you can kind of go, that looks cool. You have to handle it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I had a life-size Darth Vader, and I had a belt made, 3D printed belt made, and it was just like a stopgap. It was all right, but again, it was just the texture of it. It's just, I don't know. Ooh, I don't know. I just couldn't touch it. It was just weird.
The same thing, I think, with the Transformers lines. That's why I've never warmed to the I don't want to call them third party. They call them. That's it. Third party Transformers lines. They look fantastic, but the feel is what gets me. Every time I've had one, I've gone, oh, it's too edgy and and I know people have a real different opinions, difference of opinion on those. So I don't want to say anything controversial, but I don't know. It's just not my. You know, people want to collect them. People just collect those because they think they're a lot better than the Hasbro offerings. And I kind of, in some ways, yeah, but I just on feel, I kind of don't. They don't feel like toys. They do feel more like a model kit.
Yeah.
Without one. And somebody will probably bring one in and go, "Now I feel like." They're probably right. I'm just saying the ones that I've felt. So yeah, there's a lot
Dean
of it.
and Andy. Yeah.
A lot of collecting. It comes down to like almost like everything. When you buy an old toy, it's about the smell of it, and it's about the feel of it, and it's about the memories you had with it, which is why vintage toys capture things, I think, better than anything. Modern is great because you can go, yes, look, it's posable, it does all this. Look, you can put his leg behind his head if you want. Whereas vintage figures just had very much sort of straight arm, you know, sort of attack mode, or cloud car pilot drinking a beer. That was kind of your modes. Whereas the modern stuff has that thing, but there's nothing like the smell of an old toy, or the feel of an old toy, or the memory of an old toy when you pick it up. And that's what tugs at your heartstrings. Whereas a modern toy doesn't have that. It just goes, that looks really cool.
Yeah.
Definitely. Is there a toy that you just get so excited that you drop literally everything, anything to purchase?
Is that for me?
Anybody?
Yeah. Is there any toy that you get?
For me, it's my seat for my bloody desk there.
When you put the guns in that, by the way, be really careful when you don't press them down too hard, because they have a habit of crack. Yeah. I think
I hope I get to try that out one day.
There are so many toys that I would drop everything for. In fact, if I have a phone call about a collection, doesn't matter where it is in the UK or in Europe, I will make arrangements to get there as soon as I possibly can. So I do that a lot. I've travelled miles just on the basis of a might be. You know, the biggest ruse I had was once somebody told me there was a shop somewhere, and I went, where? And they told me where it was, and it was like sort of 250 miles away. So I drove there, and it wasn't there.
The end.
That was the end. It should be here. But you know, it was just not. I don't think he meant to. I think perhaps he remembered it, you know, in a different way. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird, but anyway, that was a complete waste of my day. So yeah.
We've all got stories like that, haven't we? Jason, back to the flag again.
Hey, this lad's trouble.
I see.
Look at that. Honestly. You bring me a coffee in the morning, please, Jay. USS Flag. I've discussed them already, I think. But I want one. I might get in touch with that guy that said he knows whether there's one in the shop for $1,200. That sounds like that's
there you go, John.
Yeah, loads, man, loads. There's loads I haven't. You know, you go through a book and you go, I've never had that, never seen that, never.
Yeah.
You know. There's because toys aren't from. If we think about it, we're I'm guessing 80s kids generally. There's stuff from way before that was kind of really cool as well. We've mentioned the Johnny 7 tonight.
Johnny 7,
toy. Loads of cool things like that. Loads of stuff that was released for the American market. I love Voice to the Bottom of the Sea. Voice to the Bottom of the Sea was when I had a TV. I sat with my sister Penny, who was 23 years older than me, who had learning difficulties, so she helped bring me up. And I sat with her, and we'd watch Voice to the Bottom of the Sea, and that was our thing. When I did have a TV, we watched that, and then when the TV disappeared for all those years, when I was 13, 14 years old and got the TV back, we sat and we watched Voice to the Bottom of the Sea on reruns, and that was kind of our thing. So the toys, and also Land of the Giants. The toys, there's a lot of those. I've never had the Sea View, the Remco one, and I would dearly love one. Dearly love one. That'd be a real, that'd be a thing. And no, I've never seen one. I've never seen one in the UK for sale. So no, that I forgot about that. Thank you. That was a good question. That was really good. I want one of those.
That's it with toys. You see some, you see one and think, bloody hell, I used to have that, and you've totally forgotten about it. And then it reminds you, and you just all floods back on it. It's brilliant. I love it.
It's like that Britons that we showed a couple of weeks back, and everyone went, "Whoa!"
Great Britain
I
stuff.
Completely forgot about them.
Yeah,
the space
stuff.
Yeah.
The space or the metal stuff. Yeah.
I've got loads. I've got loads of that. Brand new shop stock in the back of the shop. I've not even got it out.
Wow.
Tons of it.
Oh.
If you go to the toilet, there's a very good chance you'll end up with some Britain space dropping on your head. It's just and it's all in the mailer boxes. They came in like a thin. I didn't know this until I bought all these. They came in like a thin mailer box. Each item individually sort of wrapped in these mailer boxes.
Wow.
They're very cool. They're a very underrated toy. Not an easy sell. As cool as they were, and everybody did have one. Yeah.
I dropped quite a bit if I got a message saying I have a box in the attic with full of toys in it. Yeah, wouldn't we all?
Yeah. I've had that once before, and you go there and it's completely all destroyed.
What do we think about bleaching toys? No, definitely not.
Well,
don't do it. Damages your plastic. Don't do it.
Matt, what you said about a box of toys there, about sort of going somewhere and it's completely junk. I've had that. The worst thing I had was finding an absolutely shop stock AT-AT. And this sounds like it was an amazing thing, but this was, bear in mind, this was anything from 10 years ago, something like that. And I picked this AT-AT up, and it was perfect. The box front was perfect. And it had been stored in this garage, and it was brand new in the box. And I picked the box front up, I picked it up, and it was just the box. The rest of it had been eaten by mice.
Oh.
It was a brand new AT-AT, brand new. And I was like thinking, this is going to be worth, even back then it was, 700, 800 quid. I remember thinking, this is going to be amazing. I thought it's the best one I've ever seen. And I just picked, and the box just went.
Crying.
I still bought it, obviously. The worst thing I had, I found a bit of rare I was buying some toy cars, and I found one bit, and it was quite a hard bit to get. Otherwise, I would have left it. And it was in some pooey pants. I had to dig out this dried poo. That was horrendous. Yeah, bit of a grim story there. The show's gone down, hasn't it?
Got some goodies from it, yeah. That's good.
Very kind of you to say. You're welcome back when we're open, which is this time next week. I shall be recovering from my first day's trading. So we're open from next Monday. And we have appointments available for those of you that want to spend a bit longer. We're running appointments, so you can get in contact with us via Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. Send us a message. And Twitter I'm a bit rubbish at, as we've already discussed, but I will try and get back to you, or somebody will anyway. But yeah, we have appointments at 9 to 9:30, 9:30 till 10. and then we have appointments 4 till 4:30, 4:30 till 5. The rest of the time it's first come, first served, and you have to queue outside the shop. So yeah, it's a bit awkward. We try and move people. We love people browsing and spending time, but unfortunately, at the moment, it's going to be maybe a bit tricky if we've got a queue.
Yeah. Are you buying anything? No. G'day.
Yeah.
Here, take this hat out. There's a free mouse with it.
Quiet. No.
All right. Come on.
So I'm just going to show you this now. I'll mute it. It's why we're here, really. We've been talking for nearly 2 hours.
Here at Philly Galaxy Vintage Toys and Collectibles in Portland, Oregon.
Hi there, we're from Cherry Bomb Toys.
Enjoy. You're actually in it for about a millisecond in this trailer.
The shop front's in it for a tiny bit.
And we own Toy de Jour Vintage Toys Arts and Parts in Chicago, Illinois.
I've always been collecting, but when you sell, it's a completely different thing.
なぜ私がおもちゃになったかという話から始めたいと思います。
はい、Star Wars.
We're in Haarlem, the Netherlands.
So we're here doing favorite things in the store right now. Countdown. I'm going to start with number 1.
He got me into Shiro, and a lot of girls I know, it's the other way around.
Coming in at number 3, markers. Look at this. Now with COVID epidemic here has kind of put a squeeze.
So that's why we're here. Why we're really here. I'm not going to show it all because you need to go over there and look at it and watch it yourself.
Yeah, get on there.
It was a complicated filming process. So my friend Matt came down and we socially distanced, so we had to set everything up, and then I came back in, and so yeah, it was kind of but what you don't realize is that there's only 20 minutes per episode, 23 minutes, something like that. But for that 23 minutes, you shoot like 4 hours of footage of different things. So something you watch, I watched it the show that we're in back, and I'm like going, what did I say there? You're sort of like, really? Okay. And like, I didn't do a top 5, and I've got a top 5 somehow. They've just managed to shoehorn it together and edit it. But it's really good. I mean, Billy Galaxy from the first show, he's a really nice guy, and he's so into his toys. His toy room is off the hook, amazing. I immediately felt inferior when he sent me all these pictures of his toy room, and I was like, oh, what have you got? Fisher Price Adventure people. Weird stuff, some stuff that you won't know what it is because it's weird plastic toy cars. So yeah, it was kind of I automatically felt inferior, but he's such a nice guy. He's a really nice, and the same with Toy de Jour as well. I don't really know them personally. I bought something off them, they bought something off me, and they're always really nice to deal with. Really nice to deal with. Yeah. It's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
I will watch it.
How did it come about then? Did they ask you or?
Yeah, they approached me. I know, as everybody's worked out by now, I know very little about anything other than toys. I had no idea. They just got in contact with me and just said, "Would you be interested in doing this? Can you shoot some?" So I went, "Yeah, I'll shoot some." So I shot some, and they said, "Oh, we really like that. Can you shoot more?" And I went, "Yeah, okay." We came back and went, "Can we have more?" So we kept doing it. I think we had 4 long filming sessions down here where we covered everything they asked us to cover. And then they went, "Can you redo that? We want you to do it like this now." And they changed because obviously they didn't know what was going on, so they had to develop it kind of as they went. But they've been brilliant. The producer Brian has been in touch. Rich as well. Really, nice guys with a real genuine interest in toys, and you feel like in you as well. So, and we're in episode 3, so we should be along fairly shortly, just to bring the sort of show down to a crashing after 2 solid episodes. Ours will fall off the cliff. But no, I think, having seen it, most of all, it's convinced me to go on a diet, and second of all, again, restart my diet, which fell apart during lockdown, and most of all, that my shop's actually okay. It's kind of,
that's great.
It's it's a good show and it's got a good heart.
Yeah, definitely. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll all watch that, definitely.
I mean, it's the reason I got in touch. I mean, I've wanted to talk to you for so long, since the old podcast days. But obviously, being on the live stream is a lot better because it's more visual. We can just chat. It's not face to face, but it's more or less face to face, isn't it?
Hey, Mark, it's a good job you got him before he shoots to stardom. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's that as well.
This is it. Before he gets too famous.
I don't think anything's going to happen like that. I don't think anything's going to happen like that. I think it's all very much sort of like, I think you've got to have I think for that sort of stuff, you've got to have the desire to want to really do it, do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm kind of very much sort of like, I'm quite happy in my own space. I don't mind doing things like this and I quite enjoy it. I quite enjoy talking to people that are into toys, it's kind of, but yeah, I think as regards, hope if I can get the one thing I think I'd like to do is get the Palitoy film done. If I can do that, then I can basically go, I'm happy with that. I'm happy that I've got that done because I want to tell that story.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that? I've not heard about this Palitoy story, Joe.
So Palitoy buried toys. That's essentially it. They're buried toys. So they're buried brand new toys that were maybe from the late 70s right through to the sort of really the end of the sort of 80s, 87, something like that, 86.
Right.
Because everybody goes, well, they're finished in 85, but yeah, but they were still there and Kenner was there this. So, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so it's not, it's going to be,
so there's some love. So there's some lovely vintage toys there sitting somewhere.
Yeah. There's more likely to be, there is likely to be baggy, nice toys, and there will be bags of Star Wars figures, I'm sure. But I think generally, I do think it is going to be like bits of dolls. Remember, Palitoy did everything from board games to dolls, and everything went in. Action Men. All this stuff because I don't know what the arrangement was really. I've not really pieced that together. I've spoke to one or two of the guys that worked there. I said, why? Why did that happen? Well, and the different reasons. All of it, sort of. We need to find a definitive answer to that, but I haven't quite. I don't want to spoil the show either because a lot of it's going to be in. We speak to a lot of the guys that went in the skips when they were chucking stuff out. A lot of the guys went in the tip. A lot of the guys where they dump stuff where it's been built. Some of the places that, even back in the day, they were dangerous. I think there were gases from the pits and things like that. So there was all these different scenarios, but because they were so widespread. We stand if we're allowed to dig, and that is the problem, is getting, to actually dig. If we're allowed to do the dig, then I would say 90% sure we will find toys.
Yeah. Who actually owns the land?
There's different places, Mark. So some of it's owned by Leicester Council, some of it's owned by the Leicestershire Council, Colville. There are. I don't want to give too much away, but yes, it's generally it's just getting council permission. It's the fight.
That's so good that.
Yeah, when I'm down at Palitoy, it was the employees was like egging you on to go on, do it. We'll show you where it is.
That'd be awesome.
And get some money together. We can do it.
Yeah. Well, there is people.
They want it to happen. They want it to happen.
In the middle of the night, you could just go and get a mini digger because it is something that you could get a mini digger and go to because it's.
Yeah, I know. It's like getting the license to the land to dig, archaeological rights and all that. It's just so much involved to.
I know, but how good would that be to watch?
Trust me, I've looked into it. I've written an article about it, and I've actually looked into it because I'm really interested in it. That's why I'm coming down to Leicester to talk to the documentary guy. I forgot the call his
Matt.
Yeah.
He's a lovely chap, is Matt.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I've been talking quite a bit over Twitter, and seems a nice guy.
He's a lovely chap. He's a top man. He's got as a producer as well. He's great because he'll feed you as when you're doing something. He'll go, and then he'll ask you a question. Then you reply to the question, and it kind of works. And it's really somebody with his experience along for doing the toys. The toy store near you.
Big Laurel and Hardy fan as well.
Massive, yeah. Lauren, his house is really cool. He's got some really. He drives old Morris Miners, so he's a big Doctor Who fan. So
yeah,
top bloke.
I know, like digging all these toys up. Is there anyone ever considered though, if they find a massive wad of Star Wars stuff, and this stuff suddenly hits the market, do you know what I mean? They're going to be that worried there's going to be this massive sudden load of vintage Star Wars appearing everywhere. Is it going to upset a lot? Do you think it might upset some people or not? I know that's why they probably.
Yeah, I don't think it will happen, Matt. I've got to be honest with you. I really don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to find majority of it will be Action Force that was dumped. Majority is going to be dog parts, and you'll find some Star Wars stuff, but you might find 1,000 yak faces, and it might affect the price for 25 minutes. But 1,000 yak faces into the massive community that are collecting, and what's the likelihood of them being usable? There might be if they're baggied figures, the plastic will sweat, and they'll make issues. However, there was a dig done in Belgium, and they found lots of newspapers, and the newspapers are all fine once you got over the top layer. Once you were in that top layer, they were brand new, and that I think will be maybe a possibility. But think about the sweat. You think about like a Thundercats figure or a He-Man figure. When you pick some of those figures up, they're almost sticky to touch.
The plastoid, it's starting to.
Yeah, that's sort of like one of those things.
Yeah.
That's a nice question. If you had a house fire, which was one toy that you grabbed on the way out?
Return of the Jedi Luke. Kenna, love it. What started all this? Love that figure.
Honestly, at the moment, it'd probably be one of my son's toys. It'd be like he's got a purple dinosaur that he loves. So it'd be that, because everything else you can replace. It'd kind of be that. I think the plastic Palitoys car transporter would be up there as well, because I know I won't get another one, and I know I won't be able to replace it. But again, it's kind of. Yeah, so I'm afraid that's a really boring answer, but that's genuinely the first thing I would be that little lad sleeps.
Well, mine is next to the door anyway, so I can just grab it. It's my signed Carrie Fisher layer.
Yeah,
it's there, so I'll just grab it and run.
Yeah,
probably me carded Greedo. Yeah, carded Greedo or me X-wing. So I'll just grab 2.
Yeah, Matt. No Ewoks in your top 10 aliens.
They're not aliens. They're bears.
No, wrong with them. You leave them bears
aliens, Matt.
Alien teddy bears.
There's nothing wrong with them bears. I love them bears.
No, there isn't.
Bears are great. Everything about them. 1, the bears, and 2, the space bears. I love Ewok. Great, and I love the cartoon. Well, not the show because I didn't watch it. I didn't have it. But I love the toy, the Logray and the Wicket from the Ewoks toy.
Yeah, I did. I love the Ewoks. Mm-hmm.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, I watched it. I remember it. Yeah, I prefer the Droids cartoon myself. So I love the cartoon. I hate the cartoon.
The cartoon's really. It's the toy lines always for me. It's always the toy lines. It's always the variations of the toy lines. It's always that sort of thing that I love. Ewoks and droids are because we don't find them in the wild here. You only find them if you're going to import them. Really, that's why I'm fascinated by them. That's why I love those figures.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Right then.
If I sold any more, I think I'd be able to replace them.
Go over to Joe's YouTube page. Your subscriptions has gone up since we were on. Gone up 4? Is it about 4? I reckon. What was 7 we were on at the beginning? It's 780 now.
Let's get Joe up to 1,000.
Yeah.
Well, genuinely, I don't know. I don't really know. Like, I didn't know how many subscribers I had. I didn't know how many subscribers.
He's not interested.
I didn't even know how many I had.
But I do appreciate them. I don't mean to say I don't appreciate them. I just have that thing of going. I don't really look at it.
No.
It's a bit, I think it's a bit weird.
Don't do it for that.
Well, I think it's a bit weird. I have to watch them once, and my wife will occasionally come in and go, "Are you watching it? Are you watching you again?" And you go, "No, I'm not watching you. I just want to make sure that this was sort of covered." And you do feel like a bit of a wally. So, yeah, I don't really like watching myself, but I like to watch it once or maybe twice just to check that it's okay.
Yeah.
Best show so far. Wow. We've been doing them 3 months.
Wow. It's been taking us 3 months to get a good show.
Well, thanks very much for having me on. It's been
you've been brilliant. I've loved these 2 hours. Fascinating.
We're only going to be out a bit an hour, and you've been on 2 hours.
Brilliant. It's flown by.
I'll have to get you back on sometime soon.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Take you through some of the maybe show you around the shop a little bit. Maybe that would be something.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Next week I will give you an exclusive on the before it makes our YouTube channel. You can have it here first.
Wow,
for what we're doing. So you can have it here.
Nice, thank you. Yeah, brilliant.
It's not really that nice. It's just because we won't be bothered to actually get the video done in time. Just being honest. We have got a video coming on Saturday. On Saturday, we're releasing a new YouTube video from the shop with an update and everything like that. But nothing will be, and it will go out Saturday. We're filming it in 2 days, and it will go out Saturday. And we're doing a photo update for Facebook as well on Saturday. But nothing will be available for sale via the internet or via phone until the 16th. But we are open from the 15th. So if you want to come in person, we're making priority for those people. But from the 16th, we're taking telephone and internet orders. But yeah, subscribe to our channel and you can find out what we're doing. I think.
Fantastic, Joe. Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, we're getting just thanks from everybody. Real
well,
thanks.
We're here a week.
Yeah. Don't forget, we're here every night at 8 o'clock. Just because Joe's been on.
We're going to be here.
We do this every night. And we have a good, well, we try to have a good laugh. And we just talk about toys, and that's just it. That's us. So thanks for everybody that's been on. Thanks, Joe. I really enjoyed it. Again, we'll have you back definitely very soon. Definitely. So is to say good night.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.